This is Justin Case of American Newscape joining our new friend and author, Janice Lynn. She has become a Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestselling author. Janice joins us to share a glimpse into her book, Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy. Hello, Janice. Welcome to American Newscape.
Hi, Justin. Thank you for having me here today.
We're excited to have you. This was actually a book that I had a chance to read, so I'm anxious to interview you. Let's kick this off. Please share a
Thank
bit
you.
about
Thank you.
your path to becoming an acclaimed author.
So I have been writing for as long as I can remember. Even like in first and second grade, was doing like little tiny little sentence writing contests. So I feel like writing's always been a part of my life. I have notebooks full of little short books that I wrote through junior high and high school that nobody should ever read because they're such a mess. But then, like a lot of people, I went off to college and I got married and I had kids, and life was kind of passing me by. Writing was something I always said I was going to do, but I never actually started pursuing it in any shape, form, or fashion. So after 9/11, I think a lot of people relooked at their life, relooked at their dreams and their goals, and I just thought, why not? Why have I never tried pursuing this? And so I started researching online, and I started entering writing contests and putting myself out there, going to writing conferences. And I entered a contest called the American Title Contest that was put on by Romantic Times Magazine and the Oxygen Channel. And actually Dorchester Publishing. And the prize to that contest was a publishing contract with Dorchester. And it was run sort of like American Idol, to where there ended up being 10 contestants. And each month you competed in this contest with a different content of your book. And it might be a description of the characters or your first sentence or the synopsis of the book. And I ended up being chosen to compete in that contest and was in the magazine each month. And I ended up winning it somehow or another. It's kind of crazy. So I won my first publishing contract, which is a very different path to publishing. And that book came out in 2005. And sold to Harlequin the year after that, and have been writing medical romances for them. And my heart has always sort of known that I was going to go sweet romance. And when Hallmark Publishing started their sweet romance, it seemed like the perfect thing for where I really wanted to be. And I've been very blessed that they've been in putting books out for 3 years now. And my first book with them came out last year.
Well, what your initial publisher, Janice, were they as excited to land you as you were to land that first publisher?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. They were very nice to me. They were very nice.
I'm sure
It
they
was very
were
fun. A
excited.
great experience. Mhm.
Well, the Harlequin romances are a different type of romances, and these Hallmark
They are.
romances to me are they're really beautiful in their own right. Now we're here
Absolutely.
today to talk about Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy, which is this book, this seasonal
Yes.
book, and I think it makes for a wonderful picture, Christmas present for grandmother, for your teenage daughter, for the family to sit and enjoy. Could you share a quick overview of Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy?
So Wrapped Up in Christmas Story is Cole and Sophie's story, and they were not in the first book, but it's set in the same town as the first book, and there are a few of the characters that are pulled through to it. And Cole is a former Marine. And I'm told by some of my Marine friends that once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. So I really shouldn't say former Marine, but he now works as a firefighter. And he experienced some bad things while he was in the military that he feels guilty for. And when he first came back stateside to civilian life, he was advised to pour all his emotions into a journal and to just write everything down and put all his emotions down and to get all of that out of him. That nobody ever had to read it, but that it would be very cathartic for him to do that. So he does this, and when he's donating a box of things to a church for their rummage sale to raise money for different things, he accidentally includes that journal. And my heroine is who finds that. And Sophie is, I guess, the perfect Hallmark heroine because she is a very good person and she wants to heal anybody that she comes into contact with. So her father was a veteran and he struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder. And so when she reads the soldier's journal, it realizes it had to come from somebody at the fire hall. She tracks down who that would be, and she goes to return it to him, thinking that he's going to really want this journal back because it was so precious to her just to read it and to have gone through that. She initially starts reading it, trying to figure out who that it belonged to, and ends up getting sucked into his story, into his emotions and the journey that he went on. And for her, she could see that arc of when he very first started writing his journal to the end, and how he had grown through that. But he doesn't see it that way at all. He sees it as trash. He doesn't ever want to revisit those emotions. He's um, just really wants to shut that out part of his life out, and to put that behind him. He still has nightmares about it. He just wants that part gone. And so he is not very receptive to getting the journal back. They end up getting thrown together working on a Christmas project to get toys for different children. And so they keep getting thrown together. And Sophie, of course, keeps trying to heal him. And she owns with her sister, owns a quilt shop in town. And she is very, very involved with the Quilts of Valor Foundation. And she feels like that Cole needs to be wrapped in a quilt to welcome him home and to help heal him.
Well, and that's a beautiful part of the book. Um, and the dynamics are very believable. I almost imagine we see you as the heroine. I can actually see you as the lady in the church that reaches out to try and help him. But, the dynamic of him wanting to know why she's prying into his life, and he's very, very self-conscious about what she may have learned from
Sure.
his innermost thoughts.
Sure.
So imagine starting a relationship on that premise alone.
Right.
Well,
Sure.
let me say, Sharon, let me congratulate you. This is a tremendous book. For people that know me, I'm not a fan of fiction. I have a passion for nonfiction, but I really enjoyed reading this book. You have once again shown everybody your gift of wordsmithing, and that's about the highest compliment I can pay an author. It's an easy read, it's well written, and it's very, very thought-provoking. For me, my two favorite parts are the quilts and how they play a role in this book. And there was a twist at the end that had me laughing. And I don't want to ruin the book for people, but I'll just say the twist of Bobbin. All of a sudden there was Bobbin, and Bobbin kept me laughing for a few minutes. So I enjoyed that because this is an emotional read. Please give us your favorite part of the book.
One of my favorite parts of the book always is going to be the Quilts of Valor Foundation and being able to draw light to that, because that is an organization that is so dear to my heart. My son is in the military, and I'm also a nurse practitioner, and so I have patients who have come back from war and from having served in the military, and have try to, in some small way, play a role in their healing as they adjust back to civilian life, and as they try to recapture who they were before they left for the military. And by saying that, I don't mean anything at all negative on the military, because I think the military is a wonderful thing. It helps keep us free, and that's an amazing thing. But unfortunately, that freedom doesn't come without a price. And so these soldiers come back, and they have paid that price, and their families have paid that price. And so I really want that to come across in my book. I want to write a book that's very positive, that that darkness is there, but you focus on that positive and that light and that coming back and that growth and that adjustment back into civilian life. And that's really what I hope to convey in my books, because I think all of us have gone through experiences in life that we would consider dark, or parts of our past that maybe we don't want to remember, but that knowing that we can come out on the other side and to have positivity is a very important thing.
Well, and I think that's why this book is indeed inspiring. Do you have any other thoughts you care to share with us today?
Um, wow. Uh, I hope everyone enjoys the book. I love my butterflies that are in there, which is the group of the older ladies. I have a lot of fun with them. I try to use them to show both the heroine and the hero in a different light, and to be able to use them to bring humor to the book as well, and to kind of offset some of the seriousness of the things that the hero especially is dealing with.
Wow, and it's cool, the dynamic, the family dynamic, the friend dynamic, the small community dynamics of this book. We're
Mm-hmm.
all going to relate to it in some manner, in some form. Okay. Janice, I have to ask you, I would love to have you back. I would love to hear more about uh, the Quilts for the Wounded Warriors project. And
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Absolutely.
okay. All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I would love to come back and talk to you about the Quilts of Valor Foundation, and what they do and what their mission is, and the fact that they have wrapped over 250,000 quilts around soldiers now.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay.
It is amazing.
This has been Justin Case and Janice Lynn. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this video's Read More. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected, and please connect with Janice. And to make the time to not only buy her book, but read Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy. And always remember to stand back. We are not sure how big this channel is going to get.